Hello creatives, welcome to Artist Star. My name is Beth and I am at the gallery today for the Zodiac series. This reading is for Libra, whose correlating major arcana card is Justice. This is the artist card, here to represent you as the open vessel, ready to receive whatever source can draw from the well of infinite creativity. So Libra, this spread, one of mine, is called Creative Depths. This first row, we are going to use the Spirit Messages cards and ask, what do I need to be reminded of and keep in mind at this time? Then with the Creativity Oracle, we're going to ask, under what new light do I need to consider this information? And then with the Soul's Journey, we're going to ask, how best can I begin to apply what comes to me? And then, of course, with whatever source would like to share with you. With this, we're going to use the Archetype cards and the Moon Timing cards, and along with a Starseeds message. Then we'll follow up with the cards of truth and the Lenormand cards. So let's dive in and find out, what do I need to be reminded of and keep in mind at this time for your creative depths? Let's see. All right, here we go. Spirit messages. Stay connected. All right, Libra. Well, that's not so far for you. You're one to weigh the balance, a very diplomatic sign, sometimes to a fault, to come up with what you really, really want. But yeah, sometimes that's what it takes. And sometimes you're just, immediately with it. So staying connected. We are all born connected to spirit, often known as the divine source, yet many of us have a tendency to pull away from that connection as we journey through life in the physical world. Now is an important time to reconnect to the source. Wow, nothing like an invitation, right? Just picked that card right up and decided to put it in the second row. We'll just slide that right back where it belongs. So yeah, Libra, this is kind of interesting because with a message like that, and your natural house in the zodiacs would be the 7th house. So this is in your relationships, right? And commitments to other people, relationships, I suppose that could be with people, places, and things, because it's that Venus connecting with what really feels good to you and being able to sustain that and incorporate that. So, all right, interesting with the staying connected card, because this almost looks like a little bird nest, but then you've got a flower here in the middle of it. Do you see that? And then that big sun behind. It's quite radiant. Just oozes warmth. So let's look at the cards of truth. Got the 4 of diamonds. This is a very nice card to get. So what you're being reminded of is stability, groundedness. This is being solid and doing well. The 4s are all about stability, and the diamonds are all about stability. And the 4 of diamonds is a key card for the diamonds because the diamonds have the 4 sides. So, yeah, this is very full of gravity. And it is a message about your skills, your talents, your financial security. Interesting. Very, very interesting to me because if this is what you're being reminded of and need to keep in mind at this time about your depth of creativity, that perhaps you're feeling slightly ungrounded. Let's see what the Lenormand cards have. The Star. Now this is basically asking you to stay connected as well. That you need to, or being suggested that you might consider, again, being open to that connection. You can do that through your dreams, and that hope is in sight, success is in view, and in order to have that go as well as possible, to just be sure that your gratitude to your guides is part of your journey here, because they are definitely telling you that they are encouraging you to stay connected to spirit and to not think that you have to let that go. Perhaps you're being put to some test as to being able to carry that spirituality through the nuts and bolts of having to do something, where it takes you out of the creative mind, wearing that different hat, and into more of a career mind, or, the nuts and bolts of something financial, that not to let go of that creativity while you're doing it. That stay connected to that as well. Don't get sidetracked. Interesting for me to read this because of the Star. It's just such a lovely card for you to get. All right. So also with the Four of Diamonds, it is the High Priestess card, so this is a great card to know you have in your bank. It is, that is the power connector. So she's there to help you make that connection as well. Okay. So, yeah. Let's move on to the second row with the Creativity Oracle and ask the question, under what new light would be helpful to consider this information for you? So let's see. Nature. Ooh. Who doesn't like a nice walk in nature? That's my Sunday. It's where I go. Okay, it says, go out in nature as much as you can, for its pure creativity can teach you everything you need to know. So that's a very outside thing to do. And if you've got the Star card, and there's this lovely moon, right? It's so much happening in the sky right now as these readings come out. There always is. So check and see what's transiting in your particular cards in your chart and see what you might see, because clearly they're asking you to take that moment for that breath to just bring it home, right? Just a moment to say thank you and be connected. All right, yeah, nature is a lovely place to go and feel that. And you got the Queen of Hearts. This is a great card to get here. This is all about the nature and nurture, right? So I'm going to leave that up so that you can see the back of it while we finish the reading here and or make our way through. The Queen of Hearts she's like that grandmother card. She knows how to take care of herself and everybody else in the best way possible. This is Neptune energy, but it's not foggy or any of that. It's very clear-sighted, but you might check your chart as to where Neptune is these days for you and how you might pay attention to that connecting in nature. Might give you some clue as to how to do that or when. Because whether, it was whatever house it's in or transiting in, making your birth chart as to your transiting chart at this time could really give you a lot of insight as to where to go and how to connect with these suggestions from Source about going back to nature. Beautiful horse here. There's a little kitty cat. There's mountains and trees and just loveliness to go and explore. But with what tools, right? So there's Neptune. And let's see, the fours are Mercury, that's right. And Earth energy. This is water energy. And her just knowing this feminine energy as to really knowing how to take care of yourself through this nurturing. All right, so let's see what the Lenormand cards have for you. A ship in reverse. So this is pull up the anchor and go. It's go time. It's a ship suggesting, as it is in reverse, that you're going to have to do a little work in order for you to get to where you need to go, for your craft to be able to stay in that stability. It's going to be able to move through this period of having to, it almost makes me feel like time to do your taxes or time to catalog, time to get on the website and do an update. It's that kind of thing. Or you might need to go back to school. It feels like that as well, because with the star card here, it's like a wish come true or something. So stability, but it's this moment where you step away from your art in order to take care of other business. And the cards are asking you to do this, but to stay connected through it. And maybe just talk to yourself and just say thank you. Yes, I completed another row of numbers. And now it's time to look at those numbers and see a beautiful pattern within them. So it's that kind of energy that this reading is having. And for you, Libra, it's that finding that balance that you do so well. And to know that, Venus and Mercury and Neptune are all very compatible planets to be visiting each other here in the spread. So, and you've got the sun, the moon and the stars. It's quite lovely. All right, so let's look at the Soul's Journey deck and ask the question, how best can I begin to apply what comes to me? Trust, of course, right? Always. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. Another fabulous reason to stay connected. Getting this feeling that it's just asking you to just slow down every once in a while. Take a breath, feel the gratitude, and just know that this is what it is for a period of time, but that all of that's going to be, your creativity will be so much easier to return to once this is done. You're going to fall just as easily into it as you could imagine you would. All right, so to trust. Let's see the cards of truth. Got the King in reverse, King of Spades. This is a hard card to get here. This is you kind of being like, I don't want to. got to get done. I can reconnect to my creativity once I get this thing done. And you could, but if you're going to go kicking and screaming, not the best way to go. So these are like polar opposites. You taking care of yourself so well, knowing exactly that you got to get into that beautiful Neptune flow and feel that gorgeous creativity and breeze through. And the King's Pluto energy, right? They like to blow things up, good or bad, doesn't matter. They just expand whatever it is that is here. And it's a fixed card. So the fixed cards are a little more, well, fixed in what they represent. Spades is mental and physical well-being. And so this is telling me that, that the change to go from where you are, that head on, get it done, and to allow yourself to have that moment, to feel like you have a moment to do that is very, very important, and it's not the easiest thing for you to do. Wow. So you really, to trust that your guides are going to guide you correctly is everything here. To just wish upon that star, go out into nature. They're really asking you, even if it's your backyard or the park that's local, maybe just to even sit in meditation and transport yourself there is all you really need. And you can do that over a cup of tea or just a moment to light a candle, or, it doesn't have to be hours or days or weeks. It can be a very short period of just feeling the gratitude, taking a moment to get that connection sparked. Okay, so it's not an easy thing for you to let go and trust. All right, well, let's see what the Lenormand cards have. A letter. So perhaps something is on its way to you that is going to make the difference. I love that there are spades on this card. I know they mean something different, and I honestly can't tell you what they are. It's some game that the Lenormand cards can be played with. But I take everything as a sign, so here it is. And the letter basically says that there is some kind of concrete communication coming your way, that you will recognize it when it's here. And it's just going to make all of this make sense. So once you get your stability back, or in control, or going into conclusion, finishing up that body of work or whatever it is, the taxes, something more mundane than the painting, but it's almost like you are ready to pack that up and be done with it. It is an end in sight, and you're head on into it, like a bull or something. So yes, be wise and allow that moment to happen. It'll come. It's coming. It's just it's a tough one, because it's that balance that you're trying to find. And even though that is you are here to make the most of that and find that balance for you, right? That is your challenge. That's your sign. And even though it seems like it's an easy thing sometimes, other times It is exactly that, a challenge. So, okay, let's move on to see what else Source would share with you. All right, let's go to the archetype cards. And you got Engineer. This is the light attributes, ability to give creative energy a practical expression, talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas. The shadow attribute, reliance on mechanistic solutions, or I would have said mechanical solutions, but without regard for emotional consequences. Yeah, see, so that's that balance again for, just being able to find that balance is just such a good word for it. The give and take, the yin, yang of it to make it all kind of flow a little bit better, dance through it. I like that, dance. Yes, that's a fun word. Let's see what the timing is. New moon in Aries. So the new moon is your timing. Perhaps that's when this letter will come through. And perhaps this, communications. It doesn't have to be a letter. It can be any kind of communication. It is there for you. And Aries, this is a card for self. This is the first house where that is you, taking care of you, knowing you, doing the right thing for you. New moons, new beginnings. So time to grow something, time to finish being before this new moon and taking a moment to go out and connect with nature so that you can begin again. And taking care of yourself. That's the Aries card. Signs. So the star seeds, the universe has been gently nudging you forward by revealing to you signs and synchronicities. Well, looks like they are going to be sending you another one. That is really sweet. So be paying attention and pick your head up from whatever this is every once in a while. And remember that there are stars to wish upon out there, and that is exactly what you are being invited to do in order to stay connected. It can be as simple as that. Before you go to sleep tonight, just take a gander out the window and look upon a star and make a wish. Just a beautiful, beautiful message here for you. It's so lovely and gentle, isn't it? To find that balance and take care of yourself. Love it. All right. Well, thank you, Libra. And as always, I hope you enjoyed this, and leave me a comment and stay connected. And again, happy creating.